That would bring us then to
Arkansas.
Stole the name from Kansas.
Literally the butt of every incest joke.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure they have the highest incest rate in the nation.
I would not doubt it. Like, I don't even need to bother
me.
to look it up. I just believe you.
I honestly thought that was Alabama, but maybe I was wrong.
Alabama's
That's
probably
the
a close
stereotype
second.
one.
Yeah.
I'm looking at public school systems. Okay, Louisiana is 46th.
Damn, that's bottom 5.
Wow.
You know what's worse?
Y'all dumb.
Arkansas.
Idaho, Mississippi, New Mexico,
Yeah, they're
and
all-
Nevada.
they're
All
all
the ones that
south.
I voted cringe.
All in the South, they're all just like Southerners.
Uneducated.
They're just uneducated and dumb.
Idaho and Nevada
Dude,
are.
Because
they
the
still-
schools suck ass.
They still think the mullet is a good style.
Yeah, they're just
I
so
do, so
stupid.
fuck off.
gonna get
I
one.
fucking hate the mullet.
And stupid breeds stupid, so nothing will ever fucking change.
You know what?
For
You know what?
Southerners.
Hey, this will make some of you guys pretty happy. You know what comes right after Louisiana? Oklahoma.
Good. Fucking Arkansas, northern Arkansas, heavily forested, pretty place. Ticks fucking everywhere, and you're gonna die of Lyme disease if you go there. Also, Bill Clinton is from Arkansas, and fuck Bill Clinton.
I will say, have you all ever been to the Crystal Bridges Museum?
No. I've been to Eureka Springs though.
Yeah, if you've never been to the Crystal Bridges Museum and you have the opportunity to go, you should totally go. It was a good time. I had a lot of I had a really good time visiting that museum.
I do like me some galleries.
And it's like a really cool like place in general. They have there's like other things, like there's a house that Frank Lloyd Wright built and designed that was like moved from its original build site and like rebuilt piece by piece, like painstakingly, like an art restoration.
That's pretty cool.
Thing, basically. But like, and it's like literally just right next to the museum. They just have like a house,
And you can just go in it.
So it's really tiny. It's a really small house,
Like a shack, basically.
It's super small, and I got to go in it, but I can't remember how I was able to go in, but they like take you in like small groups.
Huh.
Because they don't want to like fill the house and like have it, because like people are clumsy and like they don't want people.
Yeah, they don't want
like
people
bumping
breaking
into
shit.
and
Yeah,
breaking stuff and stuff like that.
I get that.
But that was really cool. A really cool thing to
You're-
see.
you're-
Like I was inside of a house that like Frank Lloyd Wright built. Like probably literally the most important architect from America.
Fair enough.
Like no, hands down, is the most important.
I can appreciate that. Eureka Springs is also pretty cool. It's literally just a little town that nobody really lives in. It's just shops,
Yeah.
restaurants.
Yeah, that's where Walmart's from.
Really?
Walmart
Yeah.
is great.
Oh yeah, Walmart is
the
from
Crystal
Arkansas.
Bridges Museum that I was just talking about is like sponsored by Walmart. So like Walmart gives them money, and there's just like Walmart ads on doors that say just like sponsored by Walmart.
It makes so much sense that Walmart is from Arkansas because Walmart is so trashy.
Yeah. I'm gonna say cringe for Arkansas.
Yeah, I gotta give it a cringe.
100% cringe.
All right, we're moving on to Illinois.
Illinois.
Before we start Illinois, I gotta say I'm finding out some very interesting things about the schooling systems. Missouri has the 6th highest graduation rate for high school.
No fucking way.
Missouri.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like
Test
that.
scores must be
They
really
still
low.
so they average, so the list that I'm going through, it averages high school graduation rate, public school spending, 8th grade NAEP proficiency, which is the math and reading. Adults with at least a bachelor's degree, and adults 25 to 64 with incomes at or above national median. So it averages all of those and puts them on this list.
Man,
Wow.
who knew Missouri was so affluent? You'd think they'd fix their fucking roads.
They still had a bunch of low scores for the other ones, but they still had a high graduation rate. So
Jesus.
they might have been doing meth, but at least they graduated.
It kept
That's
me
how
up
they
on
make
those
it.
hard all-nighters. Anyway,
What's the answer to number
Were we
three?
Illinois?
Yeah.
Correct? Okay.
Chicago.
Fuck.
I love Chicago.
I guess Chief Keef is from there.
I've been from Chicago.
Juice WRLD's from Chicago. Shout
Ew.
out.
Fuck emo rap.
I disagree,
Fuck
but
Juice WRLD.
see, that is my alt music. My alt music's not rock. My alt music's rap.
Fucking emo rap will never catch on because all of the rappers fucking kill themselves.
Yeah, it's just kind of like how grunge died off. It like only survived like a decade, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
grunge and
true.
all, like that whole scene from Seattle, just because everyone is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't disagree that that's probably what's gonna happen to like alt rap, but still, like the way that you guys like, the way that you like alt rock, that's the way. That's why I like alt rap.
I can appreciate
That's
that. Fuck.
They also have the Indy 500. No, that's Indiana. That's my
I-
bad. I thought we were on Indiana.
No, we're on
No, Illinois.
Illinois.
Illinois. They have Chicago. That's about it.
Pretty
Yeah.
much
just like Barren Wasteland and Chicago.
Death Zone.
yeah, like pretty much guns are illegal, but everybody has a gun,
Yeah.
and you're gonna
Yeah.
die.
They have the town with the highest murder rate, so that has to be put into.
Highest homicide rate in the United States.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess drill rap came out of there, so that's
What
great.
rap?
Drill.
Yeah.
The fuck is drill?
I thought drill
You
came
ever
out of.
had Chief Keef?
I thought drill rap came out of
Bro.
Britain.
No.
Bro, there is
Are you
no
sure?
rap from
No
Britain.
fucking way.
Dude, drill is the #1 highest rap like
Probably
This
catch
is
on
my
now.
city.
maybe.
But like, no, it was definitely like Chief Keef and all that. from
Okay.
Chicago.
I gotta look this up because if
I
it's
mean,
actually Illinois, I'm surprised.
I think.
Because drill is the #1 rap in Britain right now.
England is my city. 2+2 equals 4.
England is my
I
city.
think it's also kind of gave pretty cringe of Illinois to be fucking.
You're
They had-
right.
they
It was
had-
Chicago.
Yeah, they had like the tallest tower in the world, which would have been the
Sears Tower.
Oh
And
yeah.
I don't know what they call it anymore.
I was gonna
but-
say it's not the Sears Tower anymore.
but it was only the Sears Tower for like
what's
a
it called
month
now?
before
Really?
it was overtaken by the Empire State Building.
Pathetic.
Yeah.
Have you been to the Sears Tower?
Yeah, I've
though?
been to the top. There's a picture of me I have on my phone somewhere of me, like, sitting down on,
It's
like, the
dope.
yeah. They have that you can, like, stand on, like, a glass. It's like a glass window that is, like, you step
Suspended.
onto glass. Yeah. You step out onto glass and you were just surrounded by glass. And if you turn around, that is the only place where there's, like, floor or anything. You're just, like, in a glass bubble hanging over the city at the top of.
Are you afraid of
the
heights at all?
building. No, I thought it was sick.
I was a little afraid at first, but then I got out there and I was like, okay,
Like
this is
people,
pretty dope.
yeah,
Dude, I would
at
hella look
first I was-
down.
Yeah, at first I was like thinking about it. I'm like, oh man, that might be a little weird. But then I did it, and then I just like stepped on the glass, and I'm like, oh, yeah, like there ain't nothing to worry about here.
Like, in regards to that, I want to go to that fucking bridge in China where it's literally a kilometer in the air, and the floor of the bridge is literally just see-through glass, and you can just look down and look at the fucking 1 kilometer drop between you and this glass.
Dude, there's a place in the Grand Canyon where they made it's basically just a giant horseshoe walkway that's glass that
I've
goes
been on
over-
it.
out over the canyon.
It's
yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, that sounds dope as fuck.
Have
But
you been to
on-
the? Did you go to the Hancock Tower while you were out there
Out where?
in Chicago?
The Hancock Tower. What the fuck is that?
The Hancock Tower was the second highest when the Sears Tower was built in Chicago.
I think it is like literally a block. It's like I think
Yeah, it's 4 blocks from the Sears Tower.
I think I remember like walking past a building that had like a big illustrious sign that said like Hancock, and of course, me being like fucking 15 or some shit, like Hancock, some shit like
On
that.
the Hancock Tower, I got to go. They have this like ride thing where you can stand on this platform and it will take you out almost completely 90 degrees out over the edge. So like you stand and you put your feet on this platform and you hold these rails and it takes you all the way out so that you're leaning out over the edge, and that was pretty
I was
scary.
gonna say that sounds pretty fucking cool.
But it was a little scary because I have a little fear of heights and I'm trying to get rid of it by just taking my fear head on.
Dude,
But
go jump off a cliff.
I want to. I want to go base jumping and I want to go skydiving, but haven't done that quite yet.
Go to Table Rock Lake. There's so much cliff jumping there. It's fucking great.
Oh, cliff jumping I'm not worried about. It's mainly when you're like hundreds of feet in the air.
Yeah, no, there's definitely like a 115-foot cliff that I've jumped off of at Table Rock.
Okay, I'm going to have to try it. That's my next spot.
I'm gonna say Cringe for Illinois.
Overall, Cringe. A couple of the places in Illinois are based, but it doesn't make up for it.
Cringe. There's lots of shit.
Yeah, Cringe. I don't like Chicago.
All
I
right.
like old
Wisconsin.
Chicago.
Wisconsin, 100% based. The most beautiful, I would say the third most beautiful state in, like, nature-wise in all of the U.S. I got to go cave diving there. I got to go kayaking there out in the open waters, 100% based. I love that place.
I've never been there, but my parents have been there, and they have the Wisconsin Dells, which are apparently awesome.
Cheese.
Also,
Yeah, and Culver's
Milwaukee. Good
is
beer.
from Wisconsin. And
Oh,
I
shit.
fucking love Culver's.
Culver's is awesome. I've only ever
Culver's
had
is my
Culver's
shit.
once, but it was
I-
fucking amazing.
I-
Cheese curds
Yeah,
from
I went to,
Wisconsin.
like, last weekend when I was traveling Culver's, and I got like the whole shebang because I like never get Culver's because where I live there's just no Culver's.
I was gonna say Freddy's dominates.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
Freddy.
like,
Yeah.
Personally, I like Freddy's better.
wrong, incorrect opinion. That little sliver of Michigan that's up there that Wisconsin simply hasn't just like
Laid claim
Claim.
to.
Take your shit.
Annex.
Yeah.
Reclaim your
Well,
foreskin.
Yeah, like reclaim your foreskin, Wisconsin. And for that, I will say Cringe.
I mean, Kyle. What was that one guy?
Chris Kyle, the
Not
sniper.
Chris Kyle.
Kyle Kalinske.
Who the fuck is Kyle Kalinske?
He's a
Rittenhouse.
political commentator.
He shot some people.
He's pretty based. I like him.
He shot
That
some
was-
people. Who did he shoot?
I don't know.
Oh,
like
was
the
it- was it like-
protesters? That was
Oh.
him, right?
Oh, another.
Was that recent?
No, that was like right after Floyd died.
LMAO.
Yeah.
Another fun fact about Wisconsin, they have the largest water park in the United States, Noah's Ark Water Park.
Overall, I'd say based.
I'm still gonna say Cringe.
I'll give him a based.
I'll give him based.
All right, Michigan.
Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit. But I'll say on the other hand of that little sliver of land above Wisconsin, like Michigan's pretty based for holding the ground,
Yeah.
no step.
Hey,
Stop.
I've got a negative for you. That's
Yeah.
where Kid Rock is from.
Oh, you're right. Kid Rock is from Michigan.
Ball with the ball to dang to
Ball with the ball to dang.
They say I'm cocky.
Wait, you said that's a Cringe part of Wisconsin?
Fuck Kid Rock.
I stand Chris Rock. I said Chris Rock. I meant Kid Rock.
He's so
I
terrible.
love Kid Rock.
He's great.
Dude, he's
See,
Ball
I
with
grew
the Ball
up.
is a great
I
song.
grew up in a major redneck trailer park family, so
As
Kid
did
Rock.
I.
Kid Rock is.
and that's why I hate him.
Insanity.
He's fucking white trash personified.
I love it. That would be me if I got famous. I would 100% do that. Because that's literally like okay, think about it. If you got that famous, you could either go one of two routes. You could go the shitty white trash route and piss off all the other millionaires that are around you and they'd be like, "Dude, you make so much money, why don't you do something with that money?" You could piss them off by doing that and just have fucking fun doing whatever white trash shit you wanted, or you could live that like lifestyle where you have to be a millionaire, have to try to keep up your image.
Nah, my favorite type of billionaire/millionaire is somebody like Elon Musk who lives in a fucking box and builds subterranean tubes under the highway because he's tired of gridlock traffic.
I also hate Michigan because their weather, because they're like on the Great Lakes. Whenever it rains there for a long time. Like, it rains there a lot more. The rains are way heavier because of where they're located.
I bet they're heavily prone to flooding.
Yeah, and also in the wintertime, like, whenever... You ever hear about how, like, Buffalo, New York, whenever they have, like, big winter storms up there?
It's bitterly cold.
Yeah. That shit also goes through Michigan.
Yeah.
They got a Great Lake named after them, so, yeah.
I like the cold, but there's a such thing as too cold.
Yeah, and I think they're really cold there in Michigan.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I guess, like, all the GM plants closed down there, which sucks.
Oh, yeah, there's, like, no
yeah.
car manufacturing there anymore.
And Flint water, that's some good shit,
Yeah,
right?
that's a years-old crisis that has still not been fixed.
Yeah.
Get your shit together, Cringe.
Yeah,
And
Cringe.
M&M's from there, so
Ooh,
cringe.
Cringe, Michigan.
Yeah.
Indiana.
Indy 500.
I really don't have... I fucking hate NASCAR.
Yeah, I really don't give a shit about NASCAR.
I don't
either.
care about it, but it's like the people are hilarious.
Personally,
just, like, they're all fucking
Dude,
brain
I think
dead.
Indiana... I think a lot of the points we've also covered while talking about Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, and like all of those states in like the region around Indiana, that there's like really nothing that I feel like is worth saying about.
Yeah,
them.
there's...
that they're so featureless.
Yeah,
See-
there's literally nothing to them as far as I'm, like, knowledgeable on.
And I will also
There's nothing
say
wrong with
that
that.
I personally love the science and the sport of NASCAR racing, but the fans ruin it.
Left turn.
Raise hail, praise Dale.
I'm the other way. I don't care about the sport, dude.
Dude,
The fans are
I will say,
hilarious to
well,
me.
that's the thing is, I think that people just don't. They look at a car taking a bunch of left turns on a track, and they overlook the science behind the driving of the cars, behind the mechanics of making those cars.
You see, if I want to, like, pique my interest with
Watch
that
rally.
shit, I watch F1.
Watch
Yeah,
WRC,
and also,
shit
like,
that.
so when like stock car racing first was a thing, it was so under-regulated that there was always crashes and excitement in the sport, and now it doesn't have that. So, like, why should people
Yeah.
waste their time with watching something like that?
It's literally lost its luster.
It's a sport that is so far past its prime that if you watch it, I think you're, like, wasting your time.
I was
going
going to say, I think it's low IQ entertainment in terms of sports.
Yeah. Because there's not a whole lot happening when you're, like, actually watching it.
Like, I can't...
I think that's wrong. It's just to the untrained eye, nothing's going on.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm saying it's like the lowest form of racing.
Which is another reason.
Like all of the friends that I know that are like car fellas that like hella watch racing and shit like that, they all say that they prefer watching shit like F1 and like drag racing to be able to like satisfy that.
I just
F1,
personally don't like F1.
Really?
Fuck F1.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about I only
Just
know
so
like a lot about
technical and
NASCAR.
shit.
It's not even so much that. It's
The
also the
drivers
fact
are
that
assholes,
it's
too.
drivers are
Oh,
assholes.
they're all hot shot
It's
assholes.
it's a billionaire's game. It's way too sponsored. Like
Yeah,
they
it really
make
over
way too much
time
money.
sort of has become something that is for like the elite, you know.
It's
Yeah.
like boxing in that regard.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I was also gonna say that I put NASCAR and professional golf on the same level because if you know what's going on, you can really enjoy
I could
it.
certainly,
Yeah, I guess.
I understand that, but I'm saying
It's not my type of
yeah,
race.
Yeah.
it's
I guess.
I,
Which I'm an NHRA person. I'm a drag racing
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
I love drag, WRC.
Yeah.
That's just so much fun.
I like watching like mountain climb time trials.
Like
Those are
Pikes
cool, too.
Peak.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's the kind of racing that
I
I'm
like
into.
Nürburgring times.
Mm-hmm.
Le Mans is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go
Overall-
ahead and say with India, I'm going to say Cringe overall.
Yeah.
India.
India v2 Cringe.
Yeah. Cringe.
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
They have
okay.
KFC. That's it.
That's it.
Cringe.
And that's the worst fried chicken.
Cringe.
Fuck KFC.
Yeah,
I actually don't think
agree.
it's terrible.
Honestly, I don't
You're
think
wrong.
Kentucky's even a talking point. Cringe.
Well, also another thing about Kentucky is that I was looking for what state had the highest rate of incest, and that state would be Kentucky.
Okay, cringe.
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 Also, poor, uneducated mining towns.
Yeah, that's
oh,
all
yeah.
like the state of Kentucky is.
Yeah.
So
It's really
fuck you,
the
Kentucky,
Appalachians.
Tennessee.
Tennessee,
Elvis,
I'd say
Memphis.
definitely based. Other than their only downside is they have the most Mountain Dew hopped up like trailer park retards, but at the same time they have amazing music.
They got Nashville, country music capital.
I love their music, so I'm gonna say based.
I gotta say though, I don't like modern country.
Same.
Yeah, that and also like, have y'all ever been to Graceland?
No.
Oh man, I've been there and it's like weird. My expectations were not met, but they weren't like surpassed, and they also weren't like I didn't feel upset about it. You know, it was just sort of like weird and just kind of like I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Like everyone either like hypes up Graceland or says it's like super gaudy, tacky, Elvis-y, you know. So I'm gonna say cringe because that was kind of
I can't remember if I was in Memphis or Nashville, but we were driving through Tennessee and we were looking for places to eat, and there was this little burger place that was featured on Man vs. Food, so we went there, and it's literally a tiny little shack where you order your food, and then they have another shack outside, and it's like a fucking chicken coop where you can sit and eat your food, and they call it the luxury dining area. And just the self-awareness of the place and the taste of the burger, fucking great. Still not good enough to give it a based, but worth adding. I forget the name of the place, but you should definitely go there. Find it.
I also kind of hate Tennessee because I've only ever I've been like through it twice, and it's just a real like boring state to drive through.
I would agree. Unless you're driving over the Mississippi, there's a really wide part of the Mississippi right there, and I had never seen a river that wide, and I was just in awe driving over it, just how huge it is.
Personally, I would say entirely based, but I'm also biased. I'm a huge country music fan, and
I mean, we're here for our fucking opinions.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
They got Johnny Knoxville.
and Johnny Knoxville.
from Tennessee.
speaking of which,
Johnny
Jackass
Knoxville,
Forever is out.
Oh yeah, have
Oh,
you
yeah.
seen it?
No.
Oh
I
damn.
haven't seen it.
Oh, I should. I wonder if it's any good.
I,
Because like
I
they're so old now. It's been so long since
Yeah.
they've done Jackass.
in the process of filming that
Find it.
movie, Johnny Knoxville's hair went from brown to fucking white just from the stress of that film.
I'm sure of
See
it
how old he is.
because
He's like 50,
Yeah, he's 50.
Yeah. like they're old as
And
shit.
Steve-O's now like
sober.
That yeah.
entirely
so-
sober.
That had to have been like the last Jackass.
I don't know how Steve-O got through it without the drugs.
Yeah, there's no way that they would like all agree to do it again after this one. I'm
Oh,
sure.
absolutely not. This is the end.
Yeah,
Bruh, Steve-O-
and they called it Jackass Forever, so I think they knew that going in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Steve-O was born in London? What the
England
fuck?
is my city.
That's a shame.
Yes, I heard on a podcast he was talking to, I think it was Joe Rogan about this, or maybe it was Bert Kreischer, but he was talking about the fact that his parents were. I don't remember if they were missionaries or if they were military family.
He's got like a really not I don't want to say uppity, but straight edge upbringing. He got into all that drugs and shit on his own, probably because he was so restricted.
He was probably, to be honest, he was probably a missionary's kid, because that's a lot of what the missionaries' kids end up doing. It's like a priest kid.
Yeah. Well, you're a fucking bastard child that he can't claim ownership of at that point. Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah.
Mississippi.
I'd say
Idiots.
same. Cringe.
All a bunch of retards, just like Louisiana.
Especially you, stuff.
I hate driving through like Mississippi, and every time I drive through Mississippi, I drive through Mobile. In Mobile,
That's in Alabama.
That's in Alabama. Yeah.
Is it in Alabama?
Yeah, Mobile's in
Well,
Alabama.
it's in like the little like tip down there. So that's just like how I was navigating. Was that I knew that Mobile was down there, but like I thought Mobile was in Mississippi for some reason.
Mobile's fucking cool.
Yeah, well, dude, every time I drive through there, the traffic is so horrendous. It like the drivers there are the worst, literally worst drivers that I've ever been around in America.
That's interesting, because every time I've been to Mobile, there's literally no traffic at all. The town's completely
Every time
dead.
I'm through there, bumper to bumper.
Interesting.
But since we're talking about Mississippi, however,
Cringe.
I'm gonna say cringe for Mississippi.
I was gonna say I really don't have
Dumbasses.
much to say. I just lump them in with Louisiana, and
Yeah.
Yep.
Louisiana's cringe, so cringe by default.
And then
yeah.
same thing with Alabama.
I was just going to
honestly.
say that's
Like,
Louisiana
topic.
V3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of dumbasses.
Yeah, and they have fucking I forget. University of Alabama. I fucking hate your fans. I fucking hate the
Yeah.
SEC. You're all toxic pieces of shit. And if you weren't good at football, you wouldn't be on the fucking map.
Honestly.
Kill yourself.
Poor as fuck, too.
Football!
Also,
Football?
massively intolerant of opposing views. If you have like one slightly left-leaning view, you're gonna get ran out of fucking town. No, dude, watch the episode of Top Gear where they literally test
Oh,
this.
yeah, that was great.
That's a great episode of Top Gear. They literally have like all of these like liberal chants spray painted on their cars, and they drive through Alabama. They stop at a gas station. It's like, you're gonna get fucking shot. Like, they basically say to these guys, you're gonna get fucking shot if you don't fucking hightail it out of here. It's fucking great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
LMAO.
Next would be Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
Extremely based.
I was
Oh, dude. Yeah,
What?
absolutely.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Dude.
Low taxes, cocaine central of the fucking
Dude,
world.
they were literally building banks to handle the cocaine money.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking awesome. It like,
I guess you guys and I have a different views on
it's
based.
a fucking shithole. Don't get me wrong. but,
I
like,
think it
it's
is the
great.
Kid Rock of the United States.
It's a
Yeah.
terrible place, but I love it.
I don't know about that. Like, it's where everybody goes to retire.
Yeah,
It's just
so cheap to live there.
Yeah, it's cheap to live there. You're by
Yes,
the
but you also
ocean.
have to understand people are retiring in gated communities in the
Yeah.
safe spots of Florida.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
they're able to
Um,
live like
So maybe those few spots like Fort Lauderdale in the gated communities,
Yeah.
maybe those would be based. But
Wh-
the state as a whole,
The
I
more,
would say is
more
cringe.
south you go, the better.
which GTA game?
Vice
Vice City.
That's what I thought it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Yo, did y'all hear that they're remastering like a whole shitload of GTA?
Yeah, like 1 through 3, but I've heard like
No, they're doing like all the 3D ones. They're doing like it's like gonna be a big
so
project.
San Andreas through Vice City, or
I
like
thi-
through
I
4.
think it's something like that. I think it's like San Andreas, Vice City, and 4.
What about 3?
I don't think they're doing 3.
Nobody really.
3 is 3D.
I was too.
Yeah, I don't know if they're doing 3 or not. I think they're doing like 3 games right now.
Gotcha.
I bet you they'll do like 3 more later or some shit.
Yo,
you
but
know?
straight up,
Like reach back even further to do remasters.
They need to like completely remake Chinatown Wars.
Was that the one on the DS?
One on the
Or-
DS and one on mobile. And
Uh-huh.
I think like a actual like big platform adaptation of that game would be fucking sick.
Uh-huh.
It'd be just like
Dude.
American Yakuza game.
Dude, did you see that there's a new game that's coming out that is going to be on PC, Nintendo Switch, and Game Boy Advance. And it's going to be the first game to come out on Game Boy Advance in 22 years.
What game is that?
I can't remember what it's called. I'm sure if you just look up...
New Game Boy.
yeah.
So, obvious 32-bit game.
Uh-huh.
And, dude, I also have to put in here while we're talking about games, fuck the new Saints Row. I used to be the biggest Saints Row fan.
Bro, same. And I'm gonna hold my opinion off until I play it. Because I think I like Saints Row so much.
I
think
agree.
Regardless, I'll just end up playing it.
I'm going to buy this one, but if they fucked up this one, I'm not going to buy another one. Cuz the one it looks like what it looks like from the trailer, it just does not look good at all.
Yo, that new GBA game, it's called Good Boy Galaxy.
That sounds... I love the name. That sounds fantastic.
This is like the main character here. Is like a little
Oh,
dog.
what a good boy.
Yeah, so I think it's just I think it's like a space like adventure like platformer like dungeon crawler type, and you just like play as that dog character. I don't really know anything outside of that.
Dude,
It's just like what I've gathered.
I still got my GBA. I'm hella playing that on the
Dude,
GBA.
I have that GBA player. I think I'm gonna pick up a copy of it for GBA too.
Yeah.
I think that'd be like
That's
a really cool,
that's such a
like,
neat
collector's
novelty.
item. Yeah.
We were on Florida still.
Yeah. And I think Florida is like kind of cool because like I've vacationed there like a few times. Actually a lot of times now that I think about it. When I was really young, we would go there as a family like all the time because that's where my great grandpa lived, and he had a really big house there. We would sort of like convene there as a family for like vacations and shit when I was like really young. So I kind of like Florida for that reason because I have like a lot of good like childhood memories from being there. Yeah, what's that?
I was gonna say I've vacationed there twice, and I only have one thing to say.
Yeah.
I hate sand. It's coarse, rough, and
It gets
irritating,
everywhere.
and it gets everywhere.
Yeah. That's like half of Florida's identity is
Yeah,
like
true. Just
sand
beaches.
and being on the beach and shit.
The north
Beach
area
life.
sucks. It's all swamp and marsh.
Yeah, you ever been to like the Pensacola area? It's kind of like the armpit of Florida, you know?
No.
Sort of like where it
There's
comes
an
around in
armpit
the
of
Gulf.
Florida. I thought Florida was the armpit.
I mean,
It's
it is,
yeah, it is.
yeah.
It's the armpit of America, but I'm talking about like the armpit.
The armpit of the armpit.
Yeah. The
I don't
super
know.
armpit.
I got to give Florida credit for just not giving a single shit about literally anything
Yeah.
anybody else is doing.
That's what I
yeah,
love about
Florida's
it.
just off, just being their own thing.
I just
Yeah.
love
They're
that
loving
Florida
it.
man blank is always a thing.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen
Like, look up
Egg.
your birthday.
No, Egg. I feel like you would really like Atlanta with what's his nuts is like it's like his show.
Oh, you're talking about Donald Glover's
Childish
Atlanta?
Gambino, yeah, Donald
Yeah,
Glover.
I love that
Yeah,
show.
Yeah, I thought that show was fucking awesome. But they have an episode that's called Florida Man.
Yes.
That's like my favorite episode of that show.
I loved that show.
That show's fucking sick.
I
If you
still
ain't
love that
seen it,
show.
fucking go watch it.
Shout
so
out to
with-
Donald Glover for sure.
With Florida,
I give him a base.
Base.
I say cringe.
I'm gonna say based. Georgia.
It's
Okay.
fucking hot.
Fuck
Yeah,
their airport, dude.
and I love peaches, and they are like the peach capital.
And aren't they the pecan state too?
Do they have
Or
pecans?
is that Mississippi?
Aren't they like the STD state of the world?
They have the most racist county in America.
Okay,
Wouldn't
based.
surprise me. Yeah.
Forsyth County, Georgia.
Right on.
Foreskin County, Georgia.
Yeah, sure.
Shout out Foreskin County.
Hartsfield at Jackson Atlanta International Airport.
Bus-
Fuck that
It's
place.
literally the busiest airport in the world.
Yeah. Don't ever fly
What
through
places?
The Atlanta airport.
there. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Even
Don't fucking fly
even
through
the
there.
New York airport?
Yeah.
More busy.
Yeah,
It is
because
the
because of
worst.
where it's located, it's so centrally located to like where travelers want to go
Exactly.
that like there's so many connecting flights
There's
that
probably a
happen
shit ton that go from
in-
Atlanta to
yeah.
New York.
Yeah. There's got to be like hundreds on the daily that are taking off out of the Atlanta airport just to that one destination, and they do that for like a lot of really big destinations. They're just like like one of the biggest hubs in the world. They have like thousands upon thousands of flights a day, whereas like other smaller airports like in like Texas or like Kansas, that is like at least twice the amount that they have at like airports like that.
I love how heavily forested Georgia is. Whenever you're on the interstate, you're literally just cutting through a massive fucking forest, trees to your left, trees to your right. It's really pretty and scenic. I still can't get over how fucking hot and humid it is there, though.
Personally, I'd say base just because I can't say a whole lot of bad things about Georgia.
I really don't have much bad to say about them besides the fact that it's hot. They also have a town called Cumming, Cumming.
Oh, coming Georgia.
I'm coming, Georgia.
Come.
I think Atlanta's kind of a shithole, which that's like the only
I agree.
like big city that they have. But I'm also like a slut for Mastodon, and they come from there.
They got Savannah.
Savannah, is that in Georgia?
Yeah.
The capital, right?
No, Atlanta's the capital.
Yeah.
Retarded.
Atlanta is like the only city that is like significant in the state.
The suburbs of Atlanta are pretty cool though. Very
Really?
nice places.
I've never been to Georgia.
I have family that lives there, and I always have a good time visiting their town. They live in Cumming, so
There you go.
So that's how he knows about it.
Yeah.
also fun fact about UGA, Athens, Georgia, one of the easiest bar towns in America. My cousin who went to UGA claimed that he saw a guy get in with a Pokemon card.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that.
Another one he also mentioned that he saw is, you know that scene from the Benchwarmers where the Mexican guy literally has the birth certificate that says I am 12?
Yeah.
He said he saw somebody get in with a card or a piece of paper like that just said I am 21.
Oh, that is perfect.
That's great.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So overall, what would
The
you
fuck
rate
was that?
Georgia?
Based.
Did I hear
Based.
that noise?
Yeah.
The fuck was
It
this?
sounded like a
a
cup of
train.
candy being knocked over.
Yeah.
It was. I tried to ignore it. It was my icebreakers.
Oh.
Do you guys want to try some icebreakers peach iced tea?
Yes.
Yeah, you
Them
gave me
shits
one
were
last
good.
time, and those were good as fuck.
I've never had them.
Yeah.
Me and my girlfriend got them, and I was like, "Eat hand, you want one?"
I'm good, thank you.
I was like, when I was in line, I was like, these kind of look weird, like peach iced tea. Like,
Yeah,
what?
who thinks of a tea mint?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then my girlfriend was like, "Dude, buy them. I'll get them for you. Like, if you want to try them." I was like, "Okay, sure." So we got them, and I honestly love them. I think they're so good. They taste like peach tea.
Mm-hmm.
P.
But to finish out,
Georgia.
Georgia?
I'm gonna definitely say Cringe.
I'm gonna say based.
Cringe for me. There's a
Yeah.
lot of minorities there.
All right, Carolina.
South Carolina.
Carolina.
No, there's not.
There's
It's
no
just
difference.
Carolina.
Yeah, you're pretty right. There's literally
Yeah.
nothing
It's
fucking
like
there.
Dayton
You got Charleston.
Yeah.
Palm Beach.
You have the Carolina
or which
Panthers,
ones?
and I have no idea where they're from
I think
because
they have some pretty nice like woodlands though to like
Not
drive
Palm
through
Beach.
and stuff in that area.
I don't doubt it because Georgia does.
I'm pretty sure I've been through the area when I was really young, but I don't really remember much of it. But I think in that area they kind of have like a lot of nice like woodlands and woods and trees and some nice scenery.
I don't doubt it, but
I gotta ask: Is the Carolina Panthers, are they from South Carolina?
North.
North. Okay. So why aren't they the North Carolina Panthers? Damn it.
Because they have to represent both Carolinas, otherwise they bitch.
Okay, then
Kansas
get rid of
City
the
Chiefs.
border and just call it Carolina.
Um, I don't really have much to say about South Carolina or North Carolina.
Yeah,
So
I
honestly,
agree.
they're just gonna give them a cringe
Yeah,
because they're
same.
not
Both
noteworthy.
of them
Yep.
cringe, yeah.
I'm gonna say cringe because their only positive is the Panthers, and even that is a very fine line to call them a pro rather than a con.
So lump them both together and let's move on to Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia.
Washington D.C.
Chris Chan is from Virginia.
Yeah, I am Chris Chan, Weston Chandler.
I am a lesbian trans woman's soul, and you shall refer to me as a she.
Oh, there's Langley, Virginia, home of the CIA. Fuck that.
Yeah,
Ooh,
fuck the
yeah.
CIA.
And fuck Washington, D.C. for being in Virginia.
I thought it was on the border of
No,
Virginia and Maryland.
it's its own.
Yeah,
it's its own
own
like
place.
its own
thing.
thing. And
Fuck,
yeah,
It's in
like-
between Virginia and
Yeah.
Maryland.
Mhm.
But still, fuck Washington D.C.
Yeah.
and fuck Virginia. Cringe.
Virgin is in the name, so
Yeah,
yeah.
cringe to Virginia.
Same with
Yeah.
West Virginia.
West Virginia.
I gotta
Country
say,
roads.
I gotta say, 100%. I feel differently for West Virginia
There's
because
the
it.
song.
I'm not
all I
even
know.
talking about John Denver's country. Take me home, country roads. Have you ever been to the Black Hill Mountains? It is insanely gorgeous. It's honestly a lot like the Rockies in the Appalachian Mountains. It is gorgeous countryside out there.
I gotta say, though, West Virginia is notoriously poor and uneducated. I don't like either of those things.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't expect that with like their location because I'm pretty sure places like Virginia and Pennsylvania and Ohio actually have like really decent schools.
Ohio does not.
You know.
Ohio is one of the
Ohio,
lowest.
shit.
Philly?
Really?
Fuck
Yeah.
no.
Ohio is
Oh,
like
no.
one of the shit boxes
Oh,
of
yeah.
America.
West Virginia, I don't know if y'all have ever seen the documentary. It's The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia, and it'll tell you literally everything you need to know. Everybody there is poor, uneducated, addicted to pills, and just a piece of shit.
They
Okay, so
really
cringe.
believe in like like folk tales, like the Mothman and that shit.
Oh,
like
yeah,
Bigfoot
I know
and
what
all
you're talking
that.
about. Like
Yeah.
all that shit comes from there.
Yeah.
All that like superstition.
I guess there's a lot of moonshine going out there.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, dude,
yeah,
it's
the
literally the heart of
Appalachians.
Appalachia. There's- you just live in the mountains and make alcohol.
Nothing wrong with that.
So,
Yeah.
that sounds like a
Bluegrass,
great time.
That sounds like some good bluegrass inspiration. So
Oh,
I feel like
absolutely.
they have to.
Yeah.
They've got to
I'm
have a
asking
good
the
bluegrass.
expert here.
They've got to. West Virginia. I know one band out of West Virginia, and it's Deep Fried Squirrel, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think I've heard you talk about them before.
I love their music. It's hilarious.
I'm gonna give him a cringe.
Overall cringe.
Yeah, I'm gonna say cringe as well. Ohio doesn't exist.
Easy cringe.
Fuck Ohio.
Yeah.
cringe.
Fuck you, LeBron James.
Nothing
Like-
good comes out of Ohio.
That's a
Like
fact.
the slogan of Cleveland, Ohio is "At least we're not Detroit." Like
Honestly, yeah.
Dude, and their fucking flag for the state of Ohio isn't even a fucking rectangle.
Bruh.
Like what a bunch of assholes.
also,
isn't?
I hate that everybody there is stupid and poor, and yet they sway our elections.
True.
Fuck Ohio.
Yeah, fuck
Fuck Ohio, cringe.
Cringe.
Pennsylvania.
Biggest cringe.
Oh, dude.
we
Got
we missed
Philly.
Maryland.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Maryland.
Where
It's right above
yeah.
Virginia.
We'll get there. Here,
Yeah.
we're gonna do Pennsylvania, then New York, and then we'll probably
Go back around the horn.
down to
Alright.
like New Jersey and Delaware. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
We'll do Pennsylvania first, and we'll.
Have you guys
we'll
seen
go
recent
there.
footage of Philadelphia?
No.
No, what's happening there?
Oh, dude, it's fucking disgusting. It's just on a
Really?
ridiculous downward spiral that, like, it's a city, obviously, in, like, New York and places like that. You're just going to see trash all over the place. They've taken it to the next level. There's literally just trash everywhere, just tweakers out in the street, just fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Just spazzing out, I guess.
Philly?
Yes.
Tweaking?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's bad. There's literally, like, normal-looking people out there in the streets. Everybody's just addicted to fucking meth right now.
So much for
Um,
the city of champions.
See, but
Yeah.
in West Philadelphia, born and raised.
Go fuck yourself. That
Oh,
shit
Rocky.
sucks.
Yeah, Philly's so bad he had to leave, and the show's not even in Philly.
It's Bel Air. Yeah. You're right.
Rocky is from there. That's
Also, one
about
of
it.
They literally have a statue of Rocky, but they don't have a statue of actual pro boxers that are actual legends. I want to say Joe Frazier is from Philly. They don't have a statue of him. I think Sugar Ray is from there as well.
Yeah, I think Sugar Ray Leonard is from Philly.
No statue of a fucking legend like him, but fictional movie star Rocky, American propaganda film Rocky IV gets a fucking statue.
And you know what? I just have to straight up say they don't have a Kevin Hart like 1 foot tall monument, so I'm not standing Pennsylvania cringe.
Also, Philly's one of the poorest cities in America.
Oh, yeah. and it's Amish country cringe.
Because Amish food is fucking
There's Philly
fire.
and Pittsburgh.
Yes, but
there.
at the same time, they like to throw their beliefs at you.
I guess, but I mean, that's part and parcel of eating at a religious restaurant, I guess.
That's true. Fair enough.
New Jersey.
Jersey.
New York.
New York.
Yeah, let's do New York.
We're going up to New York.
Terrible fucking people.
Okay.
Yeah,
Upstate is fine.
There's also like upstate New York, but I don't really know anything about it other than it's just basically like farmland. There's like cows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few like townships here and there. Basically, the state of New York is New York City.
Yeah. The island.
One of my
that's it.
former coworkers actually grew up on a farm in upstate New York, and she's fucking nice as fuck. Super chill. Always willing to help me with whatever I needed. One of my favorite coworkers back when I worked where I worked. But she does not represent New York City, and New York City's a fucking trash pile.
Yeah.
I mean, to put in my 2 cents, I think that New York City and New York has the same relationship. Like, I think that New York City taints New York the way that LA and San Diego taint California.
Definitely.
I don't know. New York City is a city that is like kind of hard for me to like generate an opinion on, just because like I think there are so many pros and so many cons to New York City, like to visit. I don't think I could ever live there. But I'm just saying, like it's such a unique location with so many like unique things occurring, even though it is filthy with impoverished and.
All I can think of is the awful people that live there. They're all complete.
The
terrible
people there
people.
are also they are pretty fucking cantankerous. They're all
rude. They're all
Yeah.
narcissistic.
Oh, yeah.
No manners, and
Yeah.
Terrible drivers.
literally the unhappiest city in America.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But
It's like
the
a
most
corporate
lively.
prison.
Most lively with crime. They literally
Yeah.
don't have a police force right now.
Lots of stabbings there.
And their I also have to state that their pandemic, like their dealings with pandemics are shit.
Yeah, on the level of California bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I say that they're in the New England area? And
Yeah.
anything related with England fucking sucks.
That's a cool. That's a
Cool
that's a
England
cool,
fact,
yeah.
bro. Yeah, with all that said, I'd probably say cringe to New
Cringe.
York.
Very cringe.
You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say New York as a state-based New York City cringe,
Yeah.
because I would consider the two of them a little separate.
I can appreciate,
NYC fucking sucks.
I can appreciate
agree.
that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, half the time NYC isn't even called NYC. It's literally called New York,
Yeah.
New York.
Someone says they're from New York, they just assume the island.
Yeah, precisely.
Like, it
It's called.
sucks.
It's literally called New York.
What a damn shame.
Jersey.
The only thing that come out of New Jersey that I know anything about is crab and Snooki. So
Jersey
fuck
Shore,
that.
Yeah.
Cringe.
Lots
literally-
of Italians.
Literally, my very first weekend in college, I was sitting in the lobby of our dorm, and I like made a joke about how New Jersey's a fucking shithole, and there was this girl from New Jersey sitting in the lobby, and I started talking about their people and how they're shitty people too, and she literally got in my face and tried to fight me over it. And I'm like,
Yeah, they're all like angry.
yeah, I was like,
people
bitch,
there.
you're just
Italians.
proving, you're sitting here proving my fucking point. But continue, please fight me.
Sit down, you cringe.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
New York
sit
is
down,
angry
cringe.
Jews, New Jersey is just angry Italians.
Yeah, cringe.
Yeah.
Cringe.
Being Italian.
Delaware, do you even exist? Cringe.
Hey,
Yeah.
Honestly.
Another
The fuck
state,
even comes from Delaware?
another state with no sales tax.
Really?
Props
Yeah,
to that,
but they're
I
the
guess.
size of a fucking my
Like,
left
yeah,
nut.
like
So
a thumb.
I mean, are you gonna say the same thing about Rhode Island, Mr. Family Guy fan?
I was gonna say
From
no.
Rhode
I
Island
stand
and
Rhode
Family
Island
Guy?
only because like Family Guy is literally my
Is
favorite
that,
show.
is
of
that
all
where they're
time.
located in
Yeah.
Family Guy?
Yeah,
Rhode
Quahog.
Island?
Quahog, Rhode Island.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
I never, like, envisioned them in Rhode Island.
dude, Peter
ever.
speaks with a northeastern accent.
Yeah, but I thought that they were from, like, fucking, like, Pennsylvania.
Nah,
Like New
Nah, that's
Jersey.
not a Philly accent.
nah.
I have no idea.
They wanted to give light to the tiniest
Yeah.
state in America.
Literally 30 miles wide.
Yeah, it is so
Jesus.
tiny.
I,
But I think we should just. I think since we're in agreement here, I think we should just lump Delaware and Rhode Island together right now. So
Personally,
Delaware, I think, is, unless there's anything that you think is significant from Delaware.
what's from Delaware?
Dude, I don't even
anything.
know.
I've got a
anything
fair-
from Delaware.
I've got an online friend that I've been speaking to for like 10 years now who lives in Maryland, and they have a house in Delaware, and he just tells me every time, he's like, dude, Delaware's so fucking boring. There's literally nothing here.
Yeah. Why do you exist? Become part of Pennsylvania or Virginia
Honestly.
or something.
Maryland.
Yeah, honestly, all of those tiny states up there need to just
Yeah.
fuck
You're-
off.
So
You're
let's say
literally
Maryland-
bordering Maryland. Just become Maryland.
Delaware, and Rhode Island quit existing.
Yeah, dude, Maryland has the worst shape of any state.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I will also say Maryland has some great exports when it comes
What
to
do
seafood.
they have? What do they have?
They have a
fucking-
shit ton of seafood. That
Yeah,
comes
dude,
out
that
of Maryland.
the
Oh,
crab
yeah,
world.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
They have
Like, you
Baltimore.
Yeah, in
Baltimore
Baltimore-
is a shithole.
Yeah, literally highest crime rate
Yeah.
in America.
I think Logic, the rapper's from there.
Get
and
Oh,
fuck Logic.
worst
no.
worst biracial person to ever exist. Not even
Exactly.
biracial rapper. Worst biracial
Hey,
person to
honestly.
ever exist.
I don't want to be alive.
Okay. Okay. So let's start. Delaware based to cringe.
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 Cringe. Maryland based to cringe.
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 I'm gonna say based just because I love their exports
you.
of food.
Rhode Island based to cringe.
Cringe.
Based.
I'm gonna say cringe just because like there's not they're so tiny and just like get absorbed.
There's literally nothing.
Yeah.
No,
Get absorbed.
Get annexed, pussy.
Get annexed.
Uh,
that would put us at like Connecticut.
or
yeah,
Massachusetts.
Let's do Connecticut.
Okay.
Really close to NYC. A lot of Connecticut
Oh, I
people
honestly-
Yeah.
associate with NYC very
What
heavily.
what cities are in Connecticut?
There's a big one. I can't remember what it is though.
One of my favorite colleges when I was in middle school and high school for basketball is from Connecticut.
UConn?
Yeah, University of Connecticut. Go
Oh
Huskies.
yeah, they have Hartford, New Haven are like the two biggest cities in Connecticut.
My dad
And-
was born there, I guess.
Your dad was born in Connecticut?
Yeah.
That's cringe. All right, that state's
What?
cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cringe
Poor
for
dad.
not giving me the correct recipe.
Yeah.
There was a kid in like elementary school. He
Yeah.
transferred into my class in 3rd grade, and he was from Connecticut, and he always treated me like shit, or like he always treated me like, oh, you're one of those people. Like he treated me like street garbage, and I fucking hated him. Fuck Connecticut because of him.
Yeah, I'm gonna say cringe. Still
So
say cringe on
tiny.
Connecticut then. Massachusetts.
Cringe.
Boston.
Cringe.
Bill Burr's from there, I
The
think.
only good thing that came out of that state is fucking Bill Burr.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I fucking love the guy from Boston. If you've ever heard of him, he was like a political commentator, and it's literally him and his Boston accent getting pissed off about shit, and it's just fantastic to listen to. He always has a
Bruh.
fucking cigar in his hand. Like half the time he's munching on a fucking donut. He's like morbidly obese. Really entertaining.
Hey, all of you Bostonians, Sam Adams sucks fucking cock.
Terrible.
Oh yeah, the beer. Fuck Sam Adams.
I would love to go to Boston just for my own personal Irish heritage, but that's about all I'd care for.
Fuck Massachusetts. I'm gonna give him a cringe.
Yeah, also Mitt Romney's from there, and I fucking hate Mitt Romney.
Yeah, that's a hardcore cringe.
I think it'd be funny just to walk around and hear angry Bostons.
Oh, dude, I'd love to hear some angry Bostonians just going off about how there was a fucking pickle on their burger.
Yeah, angry niggas up there, bro.
I gotta say, Massachusetts overall cringe but entertaining.
Yeah, true.
I'll agree to that.
Okay. Vermont.
Vermont and New
Alright.
Hampshire, I think you could just lump together, really.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say.
What?
Family is from Vermont.
Family.
Yeah.
Um,
My dad's like from
your
New England.
yeah.
Yeah.
Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine are the 3 whitest states in America, and
The
compound.
lowest crime, right?
Yep, compounding with the lowest crime rates in the nation.
I mean, yeah.
But
So-
It's also like really pretty in Vermont.
It
Oh,
is
yeah.
Vermont, New Hampshire.
Go
is up in
fishing,
there,
like
yeah.
mountain fishing.
cool lakes.
Aren't both Vermont and New Hampshire really big like farm places too?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think they have
Yeah.
like a lot of farmland and just like forests.
One strike against Vermont is that's where Bernie Sanders is
That's
from.
what I was gonna
Mm.
say.
Rip.
Fuck that commie
Yeah,
bastard.
that sucks. I think I'll still say base for Vermont just because
It's very
like
pretty.
Yeah.
I do think Vermont's a really pretty state.
Has potential. It's
Honestly,
really
I'll give
expensive
both
there,
Vermont and New
sadly.
Hampshire a base because
yeah,
you
I'll
get,
Yeah,
say the
same.
same for
they're
New
they're basically a
Hampshire.
package deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maine, the most crab comes from Maine,
Crab.
Yeah,
so
that's where like if you ever eat fresh seafood in the United States and you don't live on a coast, you probably are getting your seafood from Maine
Mm.
because their fishing industry is so robust.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's always cloudy there, though.
and the nature there is insanely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like their house styles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That
they
too.
have a lot of really cool, like interesting, like architecture up there.
I
And
imagine.
also with Maine, it's also kind of like Vermont, New Hampshire, where there's like a lot of like really pretty forest land.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know about you guys, but when I think of a lighthouse, I immediately associate it with Maine for
Same.
some
Yeah.
reason.
I guess.
Well, that's
Far
because
Harbor.
in
Fallout.
Maine they have a whole bunch of islands, so of course they have like a bunch of lighthouses.
That
Yeah.
people
And-
live in.
And I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
along with that, I associate like the aesthetic of like lighthouses
Uh-huh.
with like
Maine in
Pacific
general,
Northeast.
uh-huh.
Yeah, you mean Atlantic?
Or you're
what
right.
fucking
Atlantic
ocean?
Northeast.
Is that the Atlantic?
That's the
Yeah.
Atlantic.
Yeah, you're
Right
right.
on.
I said Pacific, Atlantic Northeast. Like a lot of like the pastel colors and like rope bridges and shit.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, I can only think of positive scenery when I think of Maine.
Yeah,
So, a base.
Yeah, I'm
All
gonna
I
give
think of
Maine
is
base.
fish, and I like fish.
Yeah,
I do not
eat our
like
fish.
fish.
Or go to hell.
That brings us to Hawaii.
Yeah, that will bring us to
Hawaii, I love. 100%
have you ever
based.
been to Hawaii?
Never.
Never.
Really?
been.
Anyone here been to Hawaii?
Nope.
Nope.
No,
I just
I've
know
been-
that gas is $5 a gallon
Yeah,
there.
dude,
Yeah.
I've been there twice and like visiting there, like for vacation and shit. Absolutely, if you ever get the opportunity to vacation in Hawaii, you should definitely go. But like, go to like one of the smaller islands. Don't go to the big island.
Don't go to Hawaii.
Yeah. Go to like Kauai. Well, I've been. Both times I went to like 2 different islands. So I've been to like basically every island in Hawaii except for the Big Island. But I know people that have been to the Big Island, and they say that compared to the rest of the islands, fucking blows. That the Big Island is basically, it's like going to like just another big city.
Yeah, that's,
Because there's nothing else really there, but like on every other island, it's just fucking beautiful.
and I hear
And
that
they have so much nature that is just exclusive to Hawaii. When we flew there and back, we had to watch a video telling us not to take certain like articles of like nature because they're invasive, and if we took them and like spread them somewhere, it could like hella fuck up ecosystems.
that's pretty wacky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I also hear the Big Island is rife with crime.
yeah, you're
Oh,
right,
yeah.
because like they're really poor there, along with like gas being like $5 there. Like groceries, Like just
Shit
like
ain't
everything, it's really expensive there.
That's the price.
Just everything is way
Can't,
more
like,
expensive than it'll
import
be
stuff either,
like anywhere
easily.
else.
That's the price of living on an isolated island in the middle of the Pacific.
Yeah. Hawaii is just like in the middle of nowhere, basically.
Max Holloway's there, and
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
he's based. As
Dog the
fuck,
Bounty
dude.
Hunter's from Hawaii.
Yes, like
Wow.
literally all of his show is in Hawaii.
Really?
Yes.
I don't really. I remember like watching a couple episodes and thinking it was like funny, but that was like right around when it was like going off the air. Like it would like never on, so I've only seen like a handful of episodes.
I do know, like the natives of Hawaii fucking hate America.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I worked with a Hawaii
Hawaii
native,
native.
at my old job. Super nice lady. She fucking hates America though.
Yeah.
Also,
That's pretty funny.
one of their rulers, his name was Kamehameha,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like that just makes me think of Dragon Ball, and I love Dragon Ball, man.
They got bombed by the Japanese, so that fucking sucks.
I went to Washington D.C. once when I was a lot younger, and in I can't remember what building it was, but they have for each state a like a statue of a person of like their first. What do states have? Governors?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Of like each like first governor in this one like big grand hall, and the one for Hawaii, with the each state is like responsible for like funding this. This is just like the part of the price you pay for like joining the union, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And they made theirs so big that it was like causing the floor to start to like bow, and it was like really bad. So the statue for Hawaii was like downstairs.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
What else was I gonna say? Fucking Izzy. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce his last name.
Ka'awiwole.
Yeah.
The dude that made like Somewhere Over the Rainbow, or
Yeah.
whatever it was. Yeah,
That guy.
That's Hawaii. That's like hella Hawaii.
Yeah.
There's like some really there's a lot of like music history from Hawaii too, because there for back in like the 60s, 70s, and 80s, there was a lot of like recording studios there that were like get rented out to these like really high end like recording people, because like when people are making an album, they want to be somewhere that is like calm and tranquil, and like you want to be in a good state of mind when you're like producing it.
Right.
So there's like a bunch of like historical like music studios and shit like that just all over the state that you can like go see if you're interested in like music history.
Also, Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch was pretty
it's a
lit. I
classic.
remember watching that as a kid. I haven't seen that though since I was a kid.
I need to rewatch
Same.
that in Atlantis.
And I know-
Atlantis, like the movie.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
the Disney movie Atlantis.
And I know that this probably won't stick with you three, but me, myself, I loved it. Moana. I loved
I've
it.
never seen Moana.
Never
Moana's a
seen it.
great movie. I like
love
Moana.
Also, I am a huge fan of Hawaii because I
Mhm.
I love tribal cultures.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool to study tribal
Yeah.
cultures.
Hawaii is such just a weird, just like cool place in general.
It's really an
Yeah.
anomaly in American culture,
Yeah.
Honestly.
and I appreciate that.
Uh-huh.
Based.
So I'm going hella
Very
based.
Hella based.
Okay. And finally, Alaska.
Alaska.
It's just Russia.
Just
Yeah, it's
Canada.
basically Russia, but in America, bro.
American Russia.
Got legal weed.
Biggest state.
Yeah, biggest state by
Oil.
land area.
Can homestead.
Not on this map, but in real life.
I was gonna say homesteading is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, just fucking set up camp.
I'm not built that way, but I do. I appreciate the grind of the guys who do homesteading.
Yeah.
Like that's cool
Yeah.
fucking shit.
Of course.
Lots of crime in the cities.
That's because the sun's never out.
That's fair.
Lots of domestic violence because everybody's fucking depressed.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
really like pretty state though.
Yes.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I could definitely see myself like moving there and being happy, even though like it's like a cold, desolate wasteland.
As would I.
Great place
Just
in the summer.
teeming with nature.
Mhm.
Wildlife's fucking great there.
Deadliest Catch.
Great
Is
fishing.
Deadliest Catch based out of Alaska? I thought
Dude,
that
that's
was-
like that's like all in the Bering Sea.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was like they would like run that out of something like Washington.
Isn't Ice Road Truckers in Alaska
yeah,
too?
I
Ice
think
Road
so.
Truckers happens there.
Gold Rush.
I fucking hate
Bro,
Gold
there's
Rush.
there's
Yeah.
like 3,000 fucking digging for gold shows
Yeah,
on like
honestly.
History and Discovery and all that shit anymore. I can't even keep those straight.
Yeah.
Why would you even bring that up in my presence?
Apparent.
Because the Jew likes gold. What can I say?
Was it? Was it ice? Is the show Ice Road Truckers the one that has like the huge semi tow trucks?
Yeah,
They go
yeah,
pull
it
a
was
bunch
just
of people out.
big-
Literally
Oh, yeah.
drive over frozen lakes and hope they don't die.
Dude, that is one of the coolest shows.
That's fucking ballsy shit right
Oh,
there.
yeah. Balls in your jaw.
Apparently there's people in Alaska too that like don't want to pay property taxes, so they literally just build their houses on frozen lakes and therefore like completely sovereign and don't live in the country. And that's based as fuck.
That's
Dude, Alaska, they've been doing this forever. That if you're employed in Alaska, they give you like $1,000 every month just to live and be employed in Alaska in order to attract more people, to more like hardworking, good individuals to Alaska, in order to just like sort of make Alaska just a better place, you know?
That's pretty cool.
See,
Yeah.
and that whole like you were talking about the people that build sovereign land on frozen lakes. What happens when the globe gets warm enough that all that ice melts? Like,
I mean, their
rip
houses
your
float.
house.
Then it'll be easier for them to build roads, and then they'll have roads for these trucks to drive on.
Yeah, I guess.
True. I'm just talking about the house. I'm just talking about the house that's built on ice. Like, rip that house.
Oh, yeah,
Move it
yeah,
somewhere.
no. Your house is just
Ice
gone,
cracks,
brother.
house gone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, rip.
Oops.
Same with, like, houses just on, like, water in general, though. Like,
Coastal
because,
cities.
yeah, because you're just gonna, like, always be moving, so its structural integrity is never going to be, like, where you're going to want it with one of these to be able to last long enough to be a house.
And that's another thing that I would say that is a pro about places like in the Midwest. Unlike New Mexico, a lot of places in Texas, Arizona, like a lot of places down there, you can't build a foundation because like
Yeah,
You can't dig into the rock.
Have you ever been to Key West? It's the northernmost city in America. So
Key
it's-
West,
uh-huh.
that's in the
Or
Florida
not
Keys.
north, not northernmost.
Southernmost?
It's the southernmost city in America,
mm-mm.
and so obviously it's way down there on the tip of Florida where the Keys are, and it's just surrounded by water. So, like you said, it's like that. And Ernest Hemingway's house is there. And do you know who Ernest Hemingway is?
Yeah, the
he's
writer.
like a popular
Poet, I mean,
writer, poet from America, and you can like tour his house. And I remember we toured it when I was really young, and he had the only basement in all of Key West.
I don't want a basement in Key West.
Yeah, but it's just like it was the only one that is the only that is the only structure in the entire city that has a basement.
that had a foundation
Understandable.
probably. And that's why I like the Midwest is because like we're sitting on solid ground, but it's not solid. It's not too solid to where we can build a foundation so
Yeah.
you can survive tornadoes. It'll be long lasting if you build a
Yeah.
good solid structured house.
And we don't get sinkholes or anything like that either.
No earthquakes,
Yeah.
really.
We get aftershocks from time to time.
I was gonna say we get earthquakes. It's just not major.
Yeah.
I think the strongest earthquake in the Midwest is like a 5.5.
All
Is
right,
it
so
really?
Alaska,
I thought it was less than that. But
Alaska's based.
Alaska based for
Based.
Cringe,
Based, for sure.
Based.
All right. That's all 50
I think
fucking
okay.
states.
Now that we've done all the states, America as a whole, based or cringe.
Based. America, fuck yeah.
Based.
Yeah, I'm gonna say base, just like in general as a whole.
I'm gonna say
Even though there's a lot of negative in America.
I'm gonna say we've traditionally been based, but the last like 5 years, cringe.
I can agree to that. We're kind of on a downward spiral.
Yeah.
Yeah, America's kind of been in the shitter for a long time. You know,
But we're the grand experiment, man.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
America for watching.